The bats were trying to get us because the bats came out of the cave.
Oh my God.
So there were bats. And yeah, it was
There's always an animal with you, and there's always some weird water thing and boat thing.
Yeah.
And then some strange man doing something where you're like, I don't know what he's doing. Why is he doing this?
I don't know.
Rhodes Stories. Rhodes Stories.
Okay.
Rhodes Stories. Rhodes Stories.
I think that was good. Thanks for writing that for the show.
Thank you for asking me to write it for the show.
Yeah. I mean, you've been here from the beginning. First, let me introduce you. My guest today is a really talented singer. She actually wrote the song for this show, and she has albums out. Her band is called EvaandtheVagabondTales, and she plays with Postmodern Jukebox. Please welcome Eva Mikhailovna.
Thank you.
Did I get your last name right?
Yes.
This is like the bane of my existence, is being like, Mikhailovna. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. It's really cool in here.
Yeah, this is it. You have been here from the beginning because you made my first pilot for this show. Nobody's gonna ever see that one. But you were kind enough to tell a Rhodes story before I even knew it was going to be called Rhodes Stories.
Mm-hmm.
So you are like really at the forefront of this podcast. So thank you for that. And we go way back because we met. Feel like it's been 10 years now that we met.
Yeah, actually.
We
Almost
met at
10.
this radio show, and Eva was really nervous, and then she got out and sang, and I was like, how is she nervous? She's so good. And ever since, we've like found ways to collaborate. You came and played on my nightlight comedy show, and you play all over town too, right?
Yeah.
And then you've toured with Postmodern Jukebox.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a pretty new job?
Yeah, it's pretty new. I haven't done it for almost a year now.
Okay.
But I did do it a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we also did a show in West Bend, Wisconsin.
We did.
Together, which was crazy.
Yeah.
We were like inventing, we didn't have enough rehearsals, and we were sort of inventing this new show where Eva and Katie Tupin, my friend, both came and sang, but I was sort of hosting the show and then also doing stand-up, and it was like kind of a mess, but not because of you guys, because I was like, this is hard to host and do comedy and have music. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so what have you been working on now? Are you working on a new album?
I feel like I've been working on a new album my entire life, and it just never ends.
Yeah.
But I'm just busy between doing like live like gigs, the gigging life. I've become like a jazz musician, even though I don't understand jazz at all, but it gives me money. So I sing in a jazz band, swing band.
Oh, cool.
And now I just started like a honky tonk band too.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and I joined a couple other bands just to make some money. But
that's good though.
yeah, it's really fun. And I'm getting better at music, which I should have done when I was younger. Like I should have gone to school and learned and stuff, but I'm learning from other people now who have gone to school. So
but you're just so naturally talented. What do you need to learn?
I guess like jazz, because it's a little hard.
You need to learn jazz. I mean, isn't jazz just improvising basically?
Yeah, I guess it's a little hard. The songs that we're doing are a little bit harder for me, just because they're not like a pop song. Like pop songs have easy chord progressions, but jazz songs, they kind of go to crazier areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the theme of the show is Rhodes Stories, and you did already tell a story when we did the pilot for this. So can you tell it again? The crazy boat story.
Oh, the boat story.
Yeah, the boat.
I forgot
one.
which one I told.
Well, you could tell both. I think you have maybe one from Postmodern Jukebox too. Don't you?
I don't know. I can maybe it'll come back to me.
Yeah, first tell the boat story because that's such a crazy story.
Yeah. Well, it was maybe around the time when I met you. And I feel like I wasn't a real band back then. I was just testing the waters, and I had a band, and they were very dedicated and loyal to me, and they went wherever I went, and I would book shows and they would follow. And so I decided I want to book shows in San Francisco because I thought if we go somewhere where it's going to look like we're like important and we're like people are calling us, even though I'm the one calling and trying to get the shows.
That's always the way it is.
Yeah.
You have to make your career so people think you have a career.
Yeah, exactly. And we got booked at this place called The Chapel, but it's like a really nice venue, but we got booked like in the bar area for 3 hours. And we drove out there to play the show. And that night, I wasn't thinking. And I thought, somebody will offer us a place to stay. Because that's how it happened in the past. I would go places, I would play the show, and maybe like the sound guy would offer us a place to stay. But nobody offered us because we were such background music that it was just really bad. And so during one of the breaks, the accordion player and we got this idea to check this website called couchsurfing.com. And that's where people give their places for free in exchange for like a story or a song or something creative. And so we thought, okay, we'll play music for these people. And we looked, and it was like some kind of holiday weekend, so everything was booked up, and there was only one house available, and it was this guy, and he didn't have a shirt on in the picture. And he was saying in the ad was, you can stay on my houseboat. And so we thought, okay, let's just go with this guy. He seems like an older, nice man. And
even though he didn't have a shirt?
He didn't have a shirt. We thought,
that wasn't
maybe
suspicious to you?
It was. But we thought like, there's more of us than there is of him. And the guys were so mad. They were like, what's wrong with you girls? Let's just get a hotel. And we were like, no, let's save money. It'll be fun. Plus it's a houseboat, which means we were thinking, it's a house by the boats.
Oh, a house by a boat? But it didn't say house by the boat.
Yeah, it said houseboat.
Okay.
Or boathouse. Boathouse.
Oh, boathouse.
Yeah, and we thought it's a house near the boats.
Right.
And so he told us, after your show, meet me at the it was like a warehouse by the boats. So we drove there, and it was dark, and the fog set in, the San Francisco fog. It like started creeping in, and then we saw like this figure coming out. We were waiting in the car. There was nobody there, and this figure was like coming out from the fog, and he was really tall, and it was the man. And he said, take all your valuables because you're going to leave your car here, and we're going to walk down to the dock. And so we took all our stuff, and we followed him.
Did he have a shirt on at this point?
Yeah, he had like a trench coat of some sorts because it was the winter time.
This is so sketchy.
Yeah, it was. And as he was approaching us, he was like already mid-conversation, just like with himself. And he was talking about Uncle Eddie a lot. And we were thinking, okay, this guy, he seems like safe, but like
crazy.
Yeah, like the kind of safe where it can be safe as long as we do what he says, but at any point it could go wrong.
That's the definition of safety. That's like you're like getting mugged, and you're like, it was safe as long as we gave him all our money. Like it was totally safe.
That's only the kind of safety I know in life.
So I think maybe boundaries is a challenge.
It's so much. So much is a challenge. But so this guy, he like took us, and we were like, oh, he's leading us out to the boathouse. And then we got to the end of the dock, and there was a wooden boat, and he made us get inside it.
Oh my God.
And we got inside it, and then he started rowing us out into the sea. And
did you know he was going to take you? He was basically taking you hostage.
We had no idea.
Like, okay. And I love how the men are just like going, like none of the men stepped up and said we should not do this.
Well, the thing is, they stepped up before it happened, and we argued with them. And so
now
by the
it's too
time
late?
it's too late, and it was
and there's
too
nowhere else to go.
nowhere else to go. It's uncomfortable. We could have just said, "Oh, let's just go somewhere else," but he kept talking. The man kept talking, and we didn't know how to
Get out of
intervene.
it. And no one was like a type A personality that would just be like, you guys, we're not doing this. We're not rowing out to the sea.
No.
Okay, so then what happened?
Oh, so we got on the boat. He started rowing us out to sea, and he made me hold this lantern.
So crazy.
And I was sitting in the very back, and he was in the front, like rowing us backwards.
Yeah.
And we went past all the different like yachts out way over like by the bridge.
By the way, what is a wooden boat? Is a wooden boat normal that would be made out of wood?
It's not like a yacht. It's like I don't know what it is actually. I don't know the proper term for it, but it was like one of those boats that you like take out not too far into the ocean and maybe go fishing. I see people do that,
but
sometimes.
It's not like a proper boat. It's not like a proper boat you could live on.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, definitely not. It's just like a little, almost like a canoe, but like for 4 or 5 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're just like even roughing it on a boat.
Yeah. And then, so he took us all the way out, and he said, "This is my house." And he brought us to this like old boat that was built in 1914.
He took you from a boat to another boat.
Yeah, to like a bigger boat. And he told us he can't move this boat because it's sinking. And because it's built in 1914. And it doesn't have any proper like way to get on it. You have to climb a net to get on it. So he like had the
I just love how at no point did anyone like say, okay, enough is enough. It's like, okay, now we're climbing up a net rope into another boat, and we might be held hostage.
Yeah, I think it was just so exciting and so kind of
weird,
chaotic and psychotic that like
you just had to keep going.
Yeah.
You're like, now you're curious. Now you're like, we have to finish.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it's like, I feel like every time we were about to like process what happened, something else happened that would make us like have to process that, and then something else would happen.
Were you guys like talking with each other? Like,
No.
were you looking at each other like, what are we doing?
We were silent. It was dark. We were silent. It was fog.
You were tired.
We were tired.
Okay.
And so then he took us out, and then we climbed the net, and then we like pulled the instruments out. Somebody stayed on the boat and gave one of the guys, and we were passing the instruments. And then we got inside. We had to go into the boat, like into the bottom part of the boat. And it was super old. It was so old. It was falling apart. I guess it was used in the war, and he inherited it from someone. But he said, "So what are you guys going to do for me?" And we said, "We'll play you a song." And so we got our instruments out. We played him a song, and then he was just silent. And it seemed like we did not please him in any way. And usually, like when we play a song for people, they're like, "Oh wow, that's great."
Yeah.
But he kind of just was unfazed by it. He was like, "Okay, well, I want you guys to do something else."
Like,
And
it wasn't enough?
It wasn't enough. And then we were like, "Okay, here's the part where he says,
Take off your clothes."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen. But then he said, "Let me go get something." And then he went to go get something, and we were just like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And he pulled out a guitar, and he started playing for us. And he started playing all these old country songs that sounded familiar to me, but he was playing them. He was like, he couldn't like sing really well. Like was like his tone. I mean, we couldn't understand the melody at all.
Right.
And he kept saying, "Uncle Eddie wrote this song. Uncle Eddie wrote this song." And then he fed us. He gave us food.
What kind of food?
I think it was chicken. It was like leftover chicken. And then we went to sleep, and we had to sleep on these like long benches. It was really cold.
Like, you didn't even have a bed or
not really.
You didn't even have like a couch or
no.
You were on a bench.
It was like a bench that went alongside the boat. It was a really long one, and it had a cushion on it. And just a couple blankets.
And there were 4 of you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So so what did you say when he played? Were you guys also like, okay?
Well, it was like one of those situations where it finally hits you what you've done, you know? And we kind of like all of us started to finally make eye contact with each other. And we kind of
What kind of band? You guys need more communication in this band.
it was terrible. And we were like looking at each other, and we were like, we wanted to laugh because we were nervous,
Yeah.
but we were scared to laugh. And then he finally stopped playing, and we were like, oh, that's great. And then I realized, it's he was singing Eddie Arnold, which is an old famous like country singer that I really liked from the 50s.
Yeah.
And then he went to sleep, we went to sleep, and none of us could sleep all night because the boat kept rocking.
Oh my God.
And then the next day he woke up. Oh, he also had like this little tiny pug that was blind, and he was
like a pirate story.
yeah. And then the pug would fall over, and we had to pick it back up because he didn't know. He was really old, so we slept with the pug.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah, and then the next day I woke up and I saw on his wall there were a bunch of Eddie Arnold records, and I realized Uncle Eddie is Eddie Arnold. So he's
Wow.
Eddie Arnold's nephew.
Did he ever say that? Or
He did. He
did
finally
eventually say that?
explained it
It
to us.
feels like he just invited you guys on the boat so that he could be like, you know who my uncle is?
Yeah, that's kind of what he
Like
did.
he like doesn't have enough friends to brag about it to.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I know what I'll do. I'll let people come visit me.
This guy has no friends.
he was the sweetest guy. We were just scared.
Yeah, all his only friend is Uncle Eddie, and Eddie's dead.
Yeah.
And so he just has his memories, and he probably didn't even have a relationship with Eddie. He just like knows he's related to him somehow.
Well, he apparently he had a relationship to Eddie, and Eddie I think gave him the guitar that he was playing.
Oh,
Or something along those lines. When he was young, because he was an older man, and he was very, very sweet, very sweet.
okay.
And he,
This is so sad.
yeah, it was like at
Man
first,
is alone with his blind pug
Yeah.
on a sinking ship,
yeah,
and that's pretty much his life.
yeah. But he
And-
takes in people for couch surfing, and then he had
Okay.
he said he had a Russian family a week before us, and they brought all their pots and
And
pans.
every time they come, he goes, "You know who my uncle is?
yeah,
Have you heard of this guy?"
yeah,
And he doesn't even come for them to play. For him, he gets them to listen to him play because it's the only way he can have a career.
yeah.
This is such a
It's
tragic
sad.
story. But maybe it's okay. Maybe it's, maybe he's happy with this weird life.
Yeah. The sadder part of the story,
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this, but
Yeah, you should.
so the next day he was like, can you give me a ride to the bay? And we couldn't fit him in our car. He wanted to take the pug because the pug was like having some issues.
Yeah.
And I guess because we couldn't take him because he couldn't fit in the car, it was just packed out. And the pug died the next day. I know I'm sorry, it's sad.
What?
Yeah. And it's
Just
still
when we thought this couldn't get
Yeah.
any sadder.
I feel but he was really old. He lived a really long life. and-
Maybe it was time for that pug to go.
yeah, but I just feel so bad because I feel like maybe if we could have taken the pug, but he was just so old. Like he couldn't even get up when he would fall
No,
over.
if you guys were like picking him up all night, it sounds
Yeah.
like it was time for the pug to go.
Yeah.
And also the guy he could have found a ride if he really wanted to,
That's true.
Not,
Yeah.
it's not called couch and ride surf.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to give him a ride. You
Yeah.
already played your song and listened to him. Like you guys already
Yeah.
did your job.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
It wasn't called adoptapug.com.
Exactly.
Save my pug, play a song for me, keep me company, and listen to my stories about my uncle.
Yeah.
It's not called that.
Yeah.
It's called.
The question is,
Yeah.
do you write a song about this?
I've written ever since then I started writing all these songs about the ocean, but I did write one song about it. And it's like a depressing song though.
What's it called?
That's surprising.
Hold on, let me think.
Isn't it called this? Well, you have that song, "The Sea Will Return You."
Yeah,
Return me.
yeah. See, return you.
Yeah, I love that song.
That one was more of like just the sea kind of theme.
Yeah, not the guy.
Yeah, not the guy. But I did write a song about I don't know, there's something about like that whole area between like Paso Robles and Big Sur that's kind of like
Yeah.
always calling me, and I feel like if I just go there by myself one day I'll find myself. I have this like theory that if I just
really?
go, I'll like something will happen, like something will click and I'll be like I'll I'll finally feel alive or something. I don't know.
Really? Do you
But-
feel that like you're called? Do you think people are called to certain places? Like they'll find more self-discovery in a specific location?
I don't know. I know like when I travel alone, I feel
Yeah.
like, oh, I learned something new about myself. But there's something
Yeah.
about this specific spot. Every time I pass it, I'm like, dang, I really just want to stop and take it in. And I never
What is it about it? Is it like
don't know.
is it the way it makes you feel? Is it are there hills? What is
I don't know. I really
what
don't
does
know
it
what
look
it
like
is.
in that spot?
It's like it's a lot of hills
Expansive.
and ocean, and then it like slowly goes into like foresty ocean area.
So maybe it's really beautiful
It is, yeah,
and kind of
but-
magical. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what it is though. Maybe because I went there as a child. I don't know. But anyways, like I wrote a song about that, and I included the story of the boat in that song.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh. And then wait, and so did you ever stay in touch with the guy or?
I added him on Facebook, and he seems really busy. Like he's always playing open
Really?
mics and stuff. And he's
so
like,
he does get
yeah,
out.
He does get
doesn't
out.
just stay on his boat.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like a couple years ago, the boat did sink completely, and
He's like the saddest road
Yeah.
story I've ever heard.
we should get him in here for an interview.
I mean, if he wants to, but oh my, this is so sad.
Yeah, it was really sad. So his boat sank, and he started like a GoFundMe to get the boat out of the water because it's actually really like it's like you get a fine if you let your boat sink.
Really?
And so like the Bay Patrol people came and they gave him like a fine, and then he couldn't. I think he couldn't pay the fine,
And
so
then
he
he's
had to just give away.
Is he
the
homeless
boat.
then?
I don't know.
Or he's living on the other boat.
That's,
He can't live on the wooden boat though.
I don't know. Last time I checked, he was like posting from a shelter. He was posting everything that happened from a shelter.
Oh,
But I'm pretty sure
no.
somebody took him in because he's really
Really?
sweet and he has a lot of.
You think he has
people
any
on-
family that's like living or?
No.
This
sad.
is lonely and sad.
Maybe I should look it up right now. Or
no,
maybe,
we'll do it later.
yeah, we'll do
we
it
have more to
later.
talk about, not
We
just the
do.
boat story.
Yeah.
So, do you think that sounds like the weirdest story that you have?
Yeah. It's always the sleeping situation for me that gets weird, I think. That's usually.
Do you ever but when you're when you're on tour with a band like Postmodern Jukebox, that you were saying you sleep in the van, right? Or like the bus.
Yeah, they have these big like luxury buses with like a bathroom and a kitchen, and then everybody gets their own bunk. And I actually really like the bunk situation because it's like your own little cocoon, and you can decorate it however you want.
Oh.
And then they wash your sheets and your laundry once a week on the days off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you get sick of people is it hard to be in such close quarters with people?
No, because we don't stay on the bus. We only sleep on the bus. And then once the bus stops, it's the morning, and you get out and you like find the coffee shop and you walk around.
Where do you shower? On the bus?
The venues have showers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just get to the town.
Yeah.
You get coffee, and then you find the venue, and then take turns.
Yeah.
Because it's a big band.
Yeah,
And
but like the guys usually have their own dressing room with
guys
showers,
probably don't
multiple
shower.
showers.
Okay.
No, everybody in
do?
they shower. Everyone in that band smells so good.
Really?
I felt dirty on it. I was like, oh, I'm the peasant. Like I'm the one that needs to adapt to them. I was like dreading it because I was dreading it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be in a bus filled with 15 people. How is this going to work? And then when I got there, everyone smells really good.
Wow.
Yeah, the bus gets smelly after a while, but it's because of like the fumes and like the food and stuff.
Yeah.
But they clean it, and then
I would have trouble just being on a tour bus, I think, because I
Yeah.
get really claustrophobic.
me too.
I don't like
actually.
I don't like close
Yeah.
quarters. I need to spread out, and I need alone time.
Yeah,
That's one thing people are like, how do you travel alone? I'm like, how do you travel with a group?
yeah.
You're constantly like, when do you want to meet? When are we having breakfast? When are we meeting? And
Yeah.
I like the idea that I can just go and sleep or do whatever I want
Yeah.
when I'm alone, which is kind of nice.
That is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I got a good amount of that because when you go to the sleeping area,
Yeah.
the door shuts and it's really quiet in there and it's the air conditioner's blowing really loud.
Oh,
And
okay. And people aren't like talking.
no one
and-
talks. It's like not allowed to talk there because people might be sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a sleeping area.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And do you have like, are you going to tour coming up soon? Or?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I did get invited a couple times, but it was like right when I had some other stuff going on that I already confirmed. And that's the whole
Okay.
thing. It's like I'll confirm. Like I always think they're gonna invite me, and then I wait, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta book the show. I can't keep waiting, and then I book my own show,
That's
and
the
then-
hardest thing about
Yeah.
freelancing. And then
Yeah.
you get asked.
and then like always,
and it's always
like a week
raining.
later.
It's either pouring or like nothing.
Yeah,
There's either too much where you're like, we can't, I don't have any, I don't sleep at all.
yeah,
Or I'm like, am I ever going to work again?
exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like we have that conversation a lot where it's like nothing is happening. And then suddenly we'll be talking and we're like, I haven't slept in 5 days.
Yeah.
But we have similar sleep. We have sleep
Yeah.
issues. We both don't sleep very well.
Yeah.
You're
4
up
in the morning.
we message sometimes at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And
Yeah.
we're both wide awake.
And
which
it's like
is a
the
problem.
prime peak hours of creativity and
Yeah, maybe
that's when we come up with
why.
ideas.
I know that's always when I think of things.
yeah.
Have you ever been on the road? Like maybe this was a moment when you were doing the boat one, but have you ever been on the road in any situation where you're like, I can't do this anymore? Like either I
Yes.
have to quit music altogether, or I have to quit traveling. Like the travel's too stressful, and you're like, I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. Have you had that?
Yeah, I had
Where
it when
were you?
I was somewhere. I was in this place called Discovery Bay, and the show was really good. It was a tour of like really small little intimate places, like little intimate like restaurants, cafes, and bars.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just me as a duo. I had me and like a drummer, and we were in this place called Discovery Bay, which I think we had to take another. It wasn't a boat, but it was one of those things called where the cars go on them. I forgot, ferries.
Oh yeah,
We had to-
ferry.
yeah, I think we had to cross on a ferry to get there, and it was a gas station. It was like a. It was a.
Where
it
you
wasn't
were
even
playing?
a city. Yeah, I think it was a gas
Playing
station.
at a gas station?
I think it was a gas station with a cafe built inside it. And I got there and it was packed and everyone like bought tickets to watch it and people like were donating us money and they bought CDs and they bought vinyl and they were so nice and like to this day they're like, when are you coming back to Discovery Bay? But the problem with it was that like that town, every restaurant and all the food places closed at like 11 p.m.
Oh.
And again, I had nowhere to sleep. And so
no.
my booking agent was with us and she's like this free spirit, like she like has friends everywhere. And she said, oh, my friend has a farm. Let's go stay on the farm. And on the farm, there was a school bus. And so
I feel like every story is like some otherworldly magical
Yeah.
situation, like an Alice in Wonderland.
yeah,
Like I feel like
it's
you live
a-
in an Alice in Wonderland book.
kind of.
Okay, so you're
more
on
of
a
like
bus.
the tragedies of sleep, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we got there really late, and we got on this bus, and it's like this old bus, and it was really long, and I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden the sun started rising because I couldn't sleep all night, and there was this giant like figure looking into the window. Oh, I just remembered it was so scary, and it was giant and huge, and it had horns, and it turned out to be
What?
like. It turned out to be
A cow?
like some kind of cow, the really furry cows, you know, the ones with the fur, and it was just like
furry cow?
breathing. Yeah, it was breathing
What's a
into
furry cow?
like it's some kind of cow.
What is it? What do you mean
It's
a
a
furry
special-
cow? Like a
Maybe
unicorn?
maybe like some kind of bull.
A unicorn?
I don't know. It was like a
Oh,
a
like
bull
the
of some-
kind that are on what are those called? Not a yak.
like a yeti or
What are those? What are
is
those?
it-
What are those animals that are in Montana? The
Yeah, those.
bison. A bison.
No, it wasn't
No?
a bison. It was like
I was
you know
sure it
the-
was a bison.
Imagine like a cow, but it's like with
A goat?
horns? No, maybe it was a goat.
Do you not know your animals?
I don't know my animals. Not my farm
Furry
animals.
Cow?
It was a furry. It's not the ones that people eat. Not like the colorful black and white ones. It was like a brown, was like with curly hair.
Do you have any idea what she's talking about?
What kind of drugs were you on?
I don't take drugs. I wasn't taking.
I don't
was-
understand how it wasn't just a cow.
There's like a
How is it not just a
There
cow?
are decorative cows.
yeah.
Fancy cow?
It was real.
Let me research for you guys.
Yeah, it was. Just
I thought it
type
was a
in
bison, but no, she's saying it's
type in hairy
because you said
brown
horns.
cow.
You said horns though.
I think it had like little horns. I think it had horns. I'm not sure. Maybe. Oh wait, maybe it didn't have horns. It probably didn't have horns.
Is it this?
That's a
Yeah,
bison.
well,
That's a
No, that one. That one's got big bangs. It didn't have bangs. It had
well,
like
it had a different haircut.
yeah, it had a different haircut. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah.
Okay, but that
Not in four
Yeah.
looking through a
no,
window.
no. And
Yeah.
also, why were you on the bus? If she, I thought you were going to the farm, but you were just on a bus at the farm.
Yeah, there's a
They
bus.
didn't have a place to.
They had a place, but it was covered with spiders, and I didn't. They were like either sleep in this room with spiders.
God.
Or sleep on the bus, and I chose the bus. But then the bus was covered with the cows, like looking through the windows. But that was once I realized it was a cow, it wasn't a big deal. But when I went back to sleep and opened my eyes, I woke up and the wall is like really close because the bed was really up high to the ceiling, and there was a wasp nest right above my
Are
face.
you kidding me?
That-
Oh my God.
But I would take that over spiders any day.
You would take wasps over spiders?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on the spider. Yes.
Yeah.
Interject.
Yes, Keita.
Those are Scottish Highland cows.
Scottish. What
Scottish
were
Highland.
Scottish Highland cows doing in? Where were you?
Discovery Bay,
Where's Discovery Bay again?
somewhere in Washington, on like those island-looking things in
maybe
Washington.
they would have those animals, like different animals.
Maybe. Yeah.
Wow. And so you would take wasps. I mean, some spiders are. I am not as scared of spiders as wasps because wasps
really scared of-
sting. And spiders, the only ones you really want to be careful of are the black widow, which are very rare and usually in the desert. But most spiders eat other insects, so I usually like let spiders live if they're in my apartment. I'm like, you're doing something, you're working.
I can't do spiders. I cannot.
No, I don't
can't.
find them as scary.
Oh, I'm scared of them.
Okay, so but you
that
didn't
was
see
it.
any wasps. It was just the nest.
I saw the wasps. I got out.
Oh my god, this is terrifying.
I felt good about that night though. It was just afterwards because after we got it
Yeah.
back in the car, we backed into something and we thought we hit a cow, but it was just a pole and it dented the whole car, and we were borrowing the car from the drummer's mom. So we were that's when I realized, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of me going?
Right,
If I'm-
especially if you don't have a place to stay.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like, and this isn't me just saying this because I feel like I'm saying this in a very neutral way, even though I am your friend, that you deserve to be on a real tour, playing real venues, staying in real nice hotels. Like, I don't think that's that much to ask for how talented you are.
Thanks.
Compared to how talented most people are that are doing that. You know, it's like,
Aw.
I'm like, there's something wrong with the world that you're not. Like, to me, I look at your talent and I'm like, why is she not, you know, like Olivia Rodrigo or whatever? You know?
Thanks.
I know you're not like a pop. You're kind of otherworldly, and I feel like maybe that's why, you know, industry is hard. They're slow at picking up people that might not be of the now, like what's the modern thing. And I think that's also why I relate to you, because I often feel like I'm not part of the modern thing. Like, everybody's super edgy now, and like women are super sexual, and like I feel like if you don't fit into that, you're just not rewarded in the same way. Like, do you feel like that in a way?
I
Where it's
do.
like modern culture there's not everybody fits in.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, like, I have tried to fit in, and I
Yeah.
have tried to like pick up certain things that I feel like, oh, I see that this is happening right now, so let me hop on it. And then I realized it's exhausting because it changes so fast.
Yes,
every day
especially
it
like
changes.
social media. I
Yeah.
mean, you are good at social media and you post all the time and everything. But I feel frustrated on your behalf that nothing has been like the big blow up yet.
Yeah.
Because I think it will happen, you know? And I feel like people tell me that all the time and I always roll my eyes at it because I'm like, oh, well, it would have happened by now.
Yeah.
But when outside looking in, it's easier, you know, because you're like, I see it. My
Yeah.
mom's obsessed with you. You know, my mom's obsessed with you.
Aw.
And she's like, you know, she's been doing music a long time. So she,
Yeah.
you know, she loves your work. And I just feel like there's something that will click at some point and you just don't know what it will be.
Yeah.
But you're just so original and so you know, I feel like you're so special.
Thanks.
And you're such a genuine person. And
Aw,
I think
thank you.
No, really. And I'm not just saying this to say it, you know, but I just feel like you deserve when you're telling me these road stories, they're really good road stories, but part of me is also like, okay, but like, come on, industry. Pay attention to her because you're so good.
Thanks. I don't know. I feel I used to wait for that moment too, the blow up moment.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's okay if it doesn't happen because I'm noticing like if I compare myself right now to what I was maybe a year ago or the year before,
Yeah.
as long as I'm growing like at a steady
Yeah.
pace, I feel like I feel happy about that.
That's what I started to recalibrate too, like the definition of what success is, because originally when I told you about this podcast, it was going to be about success. And now I realize like, I don't even really care about it anymore. Like the idea of success or talking about it is kind of boring to me because of what you're saying. Like you should focus on the work and not the outcome of the work. Like you do the best you can.
Yeah.
And then the results are not in your control in any way. And I think you're so right to focus on comparing yourself to yourself and not comparing yourself to like what someone else gets or someone else's idea of success. So I think, that sounds like a balanced goal to have like, where am I from last year?
Yeah.
Plus, you just create, like, you're self-sufficient. Like, you create your own projects. You're never sitting around waiting for someone to give you something.
Mm-hmm.
And then things just happen, you know.
Yeah.
So that's good that you have that mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe no more houseboats. Maybe
No more
that's the
houseboats.
goal. Like,
No more of that.
you could just cancel some of that.
Yeah.
Have you dated not friends. Have you dated band members before? You don't have to talk about it.
I did. I dated too many of them, and I
Okay.
swore I never would. But then I started again. I did.
Whenever you swear something, you're gonna.
wouldn't.
I said I'd never do another competition show, and I just did America's Got Talent.
I'm excited for that.
Thanks.
That's
We'll
gonna be
see.
so good.
That's another thing where I'm like, let go, you know,
Uh-huh.
because I haven't seen my set yet, so I don't know at all.
Yeah.
But I did Bring the Funny, which was a competition show, and I was like, I'm never doing another competition show. And then of course I'm like, okay, one more. But same with dating comics, you know, I'll never date another comedian. I have. But so you're dating one now,
I am.
but it's going well.
It very much. It's. I've been trying to like. It's only been a couple months,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I've
knock
been
on
trying
wood.
to end it.
Oh, you've been trying to end it
All the time. I've been trying to end
Why?
it because he's too nice to me and I'm not used to that. He's like, he
Oh.
cooks for me and he like, he's just like super sweet and
Oh
he's
my
like, he's
gosh.
very special, but I'm just like, I'm so scared of it. It's too scary for me. So I keep trying to end it.
Isn't that interesting? Like, I feel like I'm the same way. Like, I always want guys that are ignoring me. And then as soon as I feel like they're treating me well, I'm like, this is weird, like unfamiliar and
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I'm starting to get used to it. And it's been good because we've been doing a lot of duo stuff.
Yeah,
And-
I've seen
yeah.
some of the clips.
Yeah.
I won't say, we don't have to say anything about him, but they're good.
Yeah. It's nice because it's like all the 50s, 60s stuff that I really like. And
he plays
he plays a lot of things, so and he also sings.
that's
So
great.
it's nice to have somebody who is also like versatile and can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you basically collaborate and are dating too.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
yeah.
I think you should just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or eventually you'll get used to the good treatment.
Yeah, I'm
better
I'm
than-
getting used to it. It was in the beginning. I was like, this does not feel normal. It was like foreign to me. It was like a foreign
Yeah.
concept. Yeah.
It's a good thing to get used to, though.
Yeah, it's good because he balances it out with being like he's extremely chaotic, very chaotic person.
Oh.
So we get into chaotic situations together,
Oh,
which is good.
Have
I
you
think
been in one recently?
I have. I don't know if I should talk about it because it's kind of psychotic.
Well, you have to tell it, and then we can always we can edit it out.
Okay,
You should tell it, and then after you can be like, edit it out or don't.
I don't know. This is kind of psychotic. I don't think we should ever post this.
Really?
Yeah, but
Okay,
I feel
tell
like,
it.
I feel like I need to tell you.
Okay.
but I haven't told anybody yet. I
Is it
want.
okay if Keida hears?
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to go rafting. I had like this itch.
Another boat?
Yeah.
I feel like every story involves some kind of boat. Okay.
I really wanted to go rafting.
Yeah.
And I kept talking about wanting to go rafting. And so he took me rafting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but it wasn't like some rafting company, like an official one. He found like this rafting guy on Craigslist. And so we got to his house.
What is up with you, like, looking for strange?
I don't know.
Okay.
But we got to the house and it was these two dudes and they were like almost like hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
And they were really cool hillbillies. And they had like an upright bass. And they said they found out that we played music too. And so we just jammed with them for like a whole hour instead of going rafting. But then they took us extra rafting. And
Was it fun?
It was super fun. I've never been whitewater
That's
rafting
so
before.
Oh my God. I did it once as a kid, like kind of rafting. It was more it was like tubing. So much fun.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
But the traumatizing thing is that afterwards he took me on this extremely long hike to a cave. and there was nobody there. And I couldn't, like, it was in the middle of nowhere.
Wait, who took you? The
guy I'm dating.
stranger? Oh, the guy you're dating. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the stranger that
And then
met.
Yeah, and then he proposed.
What?
Yeah. I haven't told anyone.
What? Wait, also on your right hand, is there a diamond ring on your right hand?
Yeah, and
But
I'm
isn't it
scared.
on the wrong hand?
It is because I'm scared. Because nobody knows. That's the
I was
thing.
like looking at it, and the whole time we've been sitting here,
Yeah.
I've been looking at your hand, like, is she wearing a diamond ring? And then I
Yeah.
was like, but it's on the wrong hand.
Yeah,
so she's
and so-
not engaged.
I know,
But
because
I was
I'm
looking
too
at it, like, I
scared.
think she might be engaged.
Yeah, I'm too scared of it. So I mean, I couldn't say no because we're like in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
And so I said yes.
Wait, you
But I
said
wanted
no-
to say yes. But then I was like still scared. And then
But were you scared? You're not scared of him. You're just scared of getting married.
yeah, I'm terrified.
Okay.
I'm terrified
Okay.
of that.
Okay.
But then we walked back and then I was like, okay, I guess I do want to. But then we haven't told anybody except my mom and
you
my
did-
cousins. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So what are you feeling now?
I'm terrified now that I'm telling the story again. I'm terrified again. I was terrified.
I thought you were gonna say something like, and then he tried to push me off the cliff or
Basically,
something, and you're like, and then this most terrifying thing happened.
It was for me. It was terrifying. But then when it happened, the sun was going down, and he did it while the bats were trying to get us because the bats came out of the cave.
Oh my God.
So there were bats, and yeah, it was
There's always an animal with you, and there's
Yeah.
always some weird water thing
Yeah.
and boat thing.
Yeah.
And then some strange man doing something where you're like, I don't know what he's doing. Why is he doing this?
I don't know. But it felt like
so do you feel in love?
Yes, I very much so, and like I feel like he gets me better than anybody has gotten me ever, and I'm like in my 30s, and it feels kind of like I should have met somebody by now, but I haven't, like somebody special.
But also, you liked him, like you were friends with him first, right?
Yeah, for a long
and
time.
you guys had a connection.
Yeah,
And you never thought it. You told me you were like, I didn't think it was going to happen.
I liked him from like the day I met him, and he says the same about me. But it was like I don't know. It was like we were working together, and
Well, that's always what happens with
Yeah.
artists.
yeah.
Like if you're in a band, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But So what do you think now? Are you gonna go
well,
through with it?
I think so, but I don't know. We haven't like told anybody. It's not like public, and I kind of don't want to tell anybody. But I don't know why I'm telling you this
maybe
right now.
Maybe by the time we put this up, you'll feel okay about telling people.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's such a sweet story.
It is. It's really
Because like
sweet.
I literally haven't talked to you. I mean, we message sometimes on Instagram, but like we haven't talked, or like the last time we hung out, remember, it was like we were both pretty upset about different romantic stuff.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get into this restaurant, and they were giving us like the worst treatment ever and made us wait on the corner for like an hour and a half for a table, and then gave us the shittiest table. And then the waiter was like, "You want anything?" And we were like, why are we here?
Yeah.
And then we walked around the corner and found this really good restaurant. We were like, this restaurant was here all along.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is an analogy for our relationships.
Yeah, I think we stay in things
Too long.
Too long.
Yeah.
Because we think it's going to change, and it doesn't.
It doesn't. It
doesn't
usually
change.
is the initial thing.
Yeah.
So you guys had an initial spark, and then it grew, and then you're in love.
Yeah.
Why is that bad?
I don't know. It doesn't
You're-
feel
it's just-
normal.
Well, because
I
I can understand that. Because if you're
Yeah.
used to heartbreak for so long, you just start to you kind of think that's going to be the norm.
Yeah. And I was finally just being like okay with staying alone forever.
Yeah.
And I started like building my own like independent brain.
Well, that's probably why you attracted someone. You know,
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's how
once
it works.
you build your own life up
Yeah.
and your own stability, I think that's when, that's what they say. They're like,
Yeah.
then someone magically appears.
That's true.
Yeah.
I actually don't know where he came from.
Well, he was always there,
yeah.
kind of, right?
Kind of. Well,
Didn't
no.
you know him a while, or
No, just a year.
Oh, just a year?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why I'm
I thought-
traumatized. I always told myself if I get married to somebody, it has to be like 3 years so I could get to know all their bad stuff so that I could leave them before I get married.
Has he met your mom?
Oh yeah, he's seen my mom. I mean, he's met my mom several.
Does she like him?
She that's the other thing. She really likes him, and that bothers me. Like, if she she
that's
doesn't like
concerning.
anybody. So
Well, then it's even everything that's good. You're saying you're acting like is terrible. You're like, it's bad that she likes him. It's
know.
bad that I'm in love.
it's not normal for me.
Yeah, it's not normal.
normal. Yeah.
You're like, what am I going to write about now?
Exactly. But we've been writing songs together, so that's nice.
Aw,
Yeah.
he's cute.
He is cute. He's very cute.
I
Yeah.
like this. I like
Yeah.
you together. And
I
you're
know.
right. You're kind of right. If you find someone and there's nothing wrong with it, and
Yeah.
he treats you well, and you feel ready to be in a
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, I think it's for me. It's more than that. I think it's it's like I have this feeling that I never felt before, where if it doesn't work out with him, I don't know if I'll be able to find that kind of connection ever again. That's the feeling I'm feeling.
Yeah, but I think that's I think the feeling you're feeling is just natural fear of sitting with something good, because you're just always like you're so used to being on edge, like when's the other shoe gonna drop, that you're like subconsciously always prepared for that. Because if you're living in survival mode for so long,
yeah,
you're not used to like being okay.
yeah,
So maybe
Yeah.
it's just accepting like, well, I don't need to find another person. If you're marrying him,
yeah.
that's your person.
That's true. That's scary.
Oh my God.
It's scary.
It is scary because there's a
terrifying.
finality to it too.
Yeah.
Kind of like, wow, will I never, date again, and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I feel like if you're married, you're not allowed to be like sad or nostalgic about anything. I feel like that's like a lonely type of like I feel like my whole personality is like sadness and nostalgia and loneliness.
Yeah, that is kind of mine too.
That's why I'm scared of like losing that part of me, but I'm trying to find ways to feel lonely. Like I purposely like try to not see him for a long time so that I could
you can get in touch with that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's also one of those things where it's like fear of just being happy.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know?
want to be happy.
You do though.
wanna-
You do want to be happy.
No.
And you can be happy.
That's
The sadness doesn't ever completely go away. That's like deep ingrained in you.
Yeah,
And
that's
you can
true.
channel it in different ways. And also life is sad without you trying to make it sad.
That's true. It is
Yeah.
sad.
There's sadness all around if you look.
Yeah.
So the sadness doesn't have to always be your sadness. You can write about other people's sadness too.
Yeah. That's true.
But this is exciting. I'm happy
Oh,
for you.
thanks.
This is like a new chapter.
I know, it's psychotic.
Do you have
It's
it?
chaotic.
Also, you can be engaged for a while. You don't
Yep.
have to make the wedding plan yet, right? You can just
That's
be a
true.
fiance for like 3 years
That is true.
until you're ready.
Yeah. Even though he like is down for it happening right away, but I'm the one that's like, nobody even knows we're dating yet. Like people assume, but they don't even know we're dating.
My friend Aaron just got
so
my friend Aaron met a guy about 2 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was like in New York for a while or something, or I was on the road for quite a while, and I was like out of town. And I came back and she's like, "Oh yeah, we're moving in together." And I was like, "I haven't even met this guy." And then 3 months after that, she was engaged, and then 3 months after that, she was pregnant. And then everything just happened really fast.
Oh, dang.
And now she just had a baby.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's the cutest baby ever.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
name's Daisy. She's super
Aw.
cute. But yeah, so like I feel like timelines don't really matter. That's kind of
Yeah.
just an idea of how things should be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never really on your schedule.
Yeah.
So it's either like, why is it not like what we were talking about with our road schedule? It's the same with love life. You're
Yeah.
like, why am I not getting any work? Why doesn't anyone love me?
Yeah.
And then it all happened and you're like, I need alone time. You know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. What are you looking for?
I'm just looking at how bad my nails look right now. Sorry, I got
Oh,
zoned
no.
out. I completely.
We're
Yeah.
both ADHD.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing that news. We can delete it if you want, but I think we should keep part of it.
I don't know. Well, let's just see. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you have any other things to plug before I
let me
ask you the
think.
last question?
No, there's nothing to plug. I am working on a new album still. I'm still gonna release new music, and actually, me and the guy are
Yeah.
we're gonna be releasing some 60s stuff that we recorded.
Oh, cool.
And it's already done, so that's actually going to happen.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Can you say the title yet of it? Or
The song is called "Sealed with a Kiss." It's an old song.
yeah, I think I know that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
I
that we
love
thought
that
of saying
genre
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just say that Eva and I want to do this short film that I wrote, and it has been taking so long to make. And if anyone wants to either fund it or produce it,
Please.
it's called Diana Champagne, and it's about an imaginary friend. And Eva would play my imaginary friend, of course. And it takes place in the woods, so we need a location that's like really pretty wood area. And we really want to do that this year because I think it's good.
It's really good.
We both love
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
we've been like talking about it forever, but somehow
4 years.
For 4 years? What?
No, hold on. 2001, 1, 2, 3. 3 years. 3 years.
This is humiliating.
No, but
don't know why
it's been
it's
coming
taking
together
so
over
long.
3 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
not really. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Why is it taking? I don't know why. It's a mix of our schedules, money, location.
Yeah.
Because we need a little money. Because,
Producers.
and producers
Yeah.
and cinematographer.
Yeah.
Keida. If you want to jump in,
Yeah, actually.
but and he's busy. But
Oh.
we'll find someone with this plug. I think who will fund it. It's just a short film. It's like 8 pages,
Yeah.
and we just need. I think we need a little budget. I think we could do it for like $5,000,
yeah.
maybe 10,000. Make it look good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's a project. And then just to wrap it up, I'll wait, what's your website? Plug that.
If you just Google Eva and the Vagabond Tales, it's
It
Eva
comes
and
up.
Eva and the VagabondTales.com.
What do you want them to listen to first? If
Let
they
me
haven't
think.
heard anything of
If
yours.
they've never heard anything, honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of old stuff on there, but maybe Sea Will Return You or Train Travelers, those songs.
Okay. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
those two songs. Okay.
Yeah.
And the last question I've been asking everyone is, what are you running from?
Fiance.
Besides that, besides
There's an old man on a boat.
yeah, besides every man on a boat and your fiance, what are you running from?
I'm running from, I think right now I'm running from my past. My past. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah. I'm
that makes
I'm actually
sense.
trying to fix it. I got into therapy
Oh,
last
good!
week.
Congrats!
Yeah, I got
No,
into
that's
therapy.
big.
Yeah, and she's gonna do this thing called brain spotting, where they like go into your brain and they like make you relive through your trauma so that you could face it again. And
That's There's,
don't
I
know.
think there's something to be said about that kind of therapy.
yeah,
There's something called, what is it called when you like sensory? Yeah,
Oh.
EMDR is really big right now.
oh really?
Yeah, where you like,
I don't know,
it's
I'm
like a
scared
little
of
bit like
that.
hypnosis.
Oh,
but,
I'm too scared of that stuff.
but I think it's similar to what you're doing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I think she's just doing it with questions. I have no idea. It's not going to start
Okay.
yet, but I just
But
had
you
my
like
first
her?
session. Yeah, I really like her.
Okay,
I really
that's
like her.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're running from your past and
Yeah.
into your future, which is your
Yeah.
second chapter,
Yeah.
into joy and love
Mm-hmm.
and feeling less alone,
Yeah.
which is good. All
Yeah.
good things.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank
and
you
thanks
for
for
having
writing
me.
a theme song for this.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
Theme song.
All right, look up Eva and the Vagabond Tales and buy all of her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See you down the roads.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Wanted to be your moon, but no one looks up when they're lost down in the night. Always wanted to be true, but who believes you when your best is laced with lies? And I still feel the same, since no one ever hears the cries of yesterday, and tomorrow comes too soon, and all my hopes on you. Wanted to be your song, pulling melodies that would bring you along. Wanted the torch songs gone, but every sad word form that didn't come across. And I still feel the same, since no one ever hears the cries of yesterday, and tomorrow comes too soon, and all my hopes on you. Hold me closer than your thoughts. I can read them when you're not. Hold me closer, let me know you're not leaving me alone.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so good. Oh, thank you.